So recently, Silent Acropolis has finally been finished by the Purgatory, and it looks absolutely stunning. It is supposed to be another upcoming top 1, although it's possible that it's just going to straight up be an impossible level. So in today's video, I'm going to explain why this is a good example of an impossible level remake. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to like and subscribe. You can always undo it later, and you'll see more content like this. Plus, it helps out the channel. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So originally, Silent Acropolis wasn't really that remarkable. I mean, it was a harder version of Acropolis, which at the time when this was created quite some time ago, I believe it was created in 2.0. The point is, the original Silent Acropolis wasn't really all too special outside of the fact that it was recreating Acropolis from scratch with different, harder gameplay. It was kind of just the meme of, oh, take this level, add more spikes to it, and now it's a new level. So when I heard a few months ago that the Purgatory was going to make a remake of Silent Acropolis, I was kind of dubious, because we don't usually get very good impossible level remakes. A lot of them are just made for clout, and because they are very easy to fit into the top 10, and therefore garner lots of attention, without much effort going into making the level look good, other than just, oh, it has to get rated, and we will therefore do the bare minimum required to get it rated. Examples of this pattern would be levels like Scoop and Circles, Abyss of Darkness, or Arcturus. These were all previously impossible levels that were nerfed or slightly altered in terms of gameplay, and then in the cases of Abyss of Darkness and Scoop and Circles, there was a redecoration to make it fully rate-worthy, but really only the bare minimum for it to be rate-worthy. So I was pretty worried when I heard about the Silent Acropolis remake, because it didn't seem to me that there should be a reason that anyone would really care about Silent Acropolis. It's not like it influenced the community historically like Scoop and Circles, and it's not famous across the community like Silent Circles, so why do I think that this is a good impossible level remake? Well, ultimately it comes down to one thing: the execution. A lot of the times when we get impossible level remakes, it's usually made for attention. The verifier or some individual members of the decoration project might actually have a passion for that level, but the broader scope of that project and the host are usually doing it for some sort of attention. There are more outliers to this like Slaughterhouse, but ideal examples would again be Abyss of Darkness, upcoming Abyss of Darkness 2, and again Arcturus and Scoop and Circles. The reason this is mostly a bad thing is that there isn't much effort put into the decoration. It's just meant to be rate-worthy, and that's it. It doesn't follow a cohesive theme unless you just count generic red colors as hell theme, and usually these projects don't take very much time to make. The only reason anyone gives a shit about these levels is because they're based off of old impossible levels that people recognize and care about because they influence the community. Basically, the Silent Acropolis remake is a complete opposite of all of this. There really isn't a big reputation of the original impossible level for this level to rely on for some sort of attention. The reason that this level gets a lot of attention is because of its decoration. The level isn't just bare minimum rate-worthy standards with the same color scheme as the original level, it actually expands on the original theme. Acropolis, and sort of by extension Silent Acropolis, were both themed after a dead city. Or at least that theming was implied, and the Purgatory team actually took this theming and ran with it. Throughout the level, there's tons of skulls, skeletons, there's a skeleton on a throne at one point, I believe, Gothic architecture, dead city background, all of it, as well as a more elaborate color scheme than the original grayscale in Silent Acropolis and Acropolis. The main non-grayscale colors you see in the level are purple and blue, but there are other colors mixed in there here and there, under the candlelight, for example, which has more warm colors, etc., etc. The reason I think this makes such a big difference is because it gives Silent Acropolis, the remake, a reason to exist other than just the original impossible level. If you take an old impossible level, nerf the hardest part that it's iconic for, and then redecorate it with some bare minimum rate standards decoration, then you might get some short-term hype for it because, hey look, an impossible level just got verified. That's pretty cool, right? But then after a month or so, no one really cares about it. Whereas Silent Acropolis has some really cool elaborate decoration that clearly has a lot of effort put into it, with its own cohesive theme that you can see throughout the decoration and not just the color scheme. And it also elaborates on the original theme of the old impossible level. Overall, I think Silent Acropolis is a really good example of how you can make an old impossible level interesting again, and how to make a good impossible level remake. I thought I'd make this video because we do tend to get a lot of impossible level remakes, less so now than like maybe a year or so ago, and most of them are pretty bad, and all of the exceptions are like Silent Acropolis in that they have a reason to exist outside of the original level, with effort and forethought put into the decoration. Like, this same description fits Grief and Orochi, for example, both of which are technically impossible level remakes, but are widely received pretty well by the community. So yeah, I thought I'd make a shorter video on it. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton, and you'll see more content like this. If you would like to, you can join my Discord server in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.